And some changes in the starting lineups for San Antonio. Brent Barry gets the start. Manu Ginobili, who started the previous 8 playoff games, will come off the bench. Meanwhile, Devin Harris, so strong in game 2, gets another start. The second-year guard getting the call. Bravery Johnson, Ginobili, Duncan, Parker, and the Spurs. They're the defending champs, but the Dallas Mavericks, UB Brown, are a terrific basketball team.
Now Dallas playing with great confidence, a lot of speed, pressure on the San Antonio guards to somewhat control Devin Harris and then Jason Terry off the dribble, and especially when Stackhouse comes in. They have 3 guys who can fly and take you to the basket.
Duncan misses. Jock lost the rebound, but last touched by San Antonio. In game 1 of this series, the Spurs with a 2-point win, a very narrow victory. In game 2, back in San Antonio, the Mavericks dominated a 22-point victory. But the Spurs had 3 days to recover. They've been a little banged up, and they say they're ready to go as Nowitzki gets inside and can't get it to fall.
But he knows that it's there. He can take Horry off the dribble. You know that there's a change defensively. Bowen is going to be matched up with Josh Howard because Josh Howard has been terrific in the first 2 games.
Defensive 3 seconds, so a technical foul.
Points against, and that it's a +3 from a year ago. 4 more rebounds a game, not only on the defensive end, but also at the offensive end.
Tony Parker, the floater. Parker hasn't had an easy time of it in this series because they have some pretty good shot blockers, but a nice move there.
Yeah, well, Tony Parker is somewhat limited here with the quad injury and also the hip.
Nowitzki, an open shot. Dirk Nowitzki coming off his best regular season. He has not led them in scoring in each of the first 2 games, yet they still got the split.
Well, he's not getting as many shots as he did during the regular season. Bruce Bowen did a good job there. But now, Horry, this is going to be a difficult task for Horry to match up with Nowitzki.
Tony Parker looking for a shot early. Nowitzki, the rebounder, still leads them in boards, but he's been 3rd in scoring in this series as Terry can't get it to fall.
You can see now Dallas will take the early shot. Everyone thinks that they slowed down this year. They do not. They are pushing the ball, and once Harris went into this lineup, they are going with the early shot attempt.
Duncan, here comes the double team. They go right back. Nice entry pass, and Duncan puts it in. Duncan's had a funny season in terms of his numbers, not what they normally are, UB. He's had problems with plantar fasciitis, but he is playing terrific in the playoffs.
Well, he never averaged under 20 points at any time in his career. This year, only 18. But it's because they limited his minutes, and unfortunately, he's healthy now as best as he can be. Terry, you know, he likes that perimeter game and a jump shooting game. But this young guy, he's attacking and taking it right to the basket.
Terry and Harris very quick, can take you off the dribble easily, and it's made it tough defensively for the San Antonio Spurs as the Mavs lead by 2.
Now they have Brent Barry in the game here right now, mainly to stretch the defense. He's been shooting extremely well. Ginobili 0 for 5 in threes.
Again, Ginobili coming off the bench. Ginobili's been struggling a bit with his shooting. Brent Barry has been hot from the outside. They want to open things up for Tim Duncan.
Well, they're going to go more inside out rather than the movement out on the perimeter that they did in the first round as well as games 1 and 2.
Jason Terry. Terry in his 7th year in the league. First 5 years didn't sniff the playoffs. Did a solid job in the postseason last year and playing well. A 4-point lead early for Dallas. Duncan can't get the roll. Jock lost it. Duncan right there with the left hand and then tips it with the right hand.
Now if Jock, you know, we know Jock can block shots, Mike. The key for him is that once that shot goes up by Duncan, you got to get to him, put a chest on him, right in his chest, mainly because Duncan is such an outstanding offensive rebounder. A stat that is just mind-boggling. Dallas plays at a quick pace. They also run a lot of pick and rolls. They are only averaging 9 turnovers in the first 2 games in the series.
And overall, under 12 in the whole playoffs. Parker left hand, tipped by Duncan to right to Harris. 3-on-2 break for the Mavericks.
Well, you got to space him.
Terry can't get it to fall.
They've had good looks, Mike. Every shot that they've attempted, open, good looks at the hoop.
Both teams coming on. Nice pass inside from Horry. Horry in and out, a little too hard off the glass. Harris to Nowitzki. Nowitzki, career high from 3 this year, draws the foul, and Horry's picked up his 2nd personal.
Tony, if he thinks that the
My hip's not involved.
Also, the injury to the foot of Duncan. Really, he was not as explosive off the dribble. But now, at playoff time, with the day off in between games, it is so far now in the second round. First round, second round, Duncan is back.
You look at what they did during the regular season with Duncan with the foot problem, Ginobili with a foot problem, didn't play up, yet they won 63 games, a franchise record as Duncan knocks it down. And Parker, a big reason for that. But Duncan now starting to take the role in the playoffs that he always does.
Well, I like your point, because everyone was saying, gee, you know, San Antonio's really not playing good basketball. But all he did was win games.
Here's Josh Howard, who has been just terrific in this series. Bowen is guarding in. That's a change in the defensive assignments. Blocked by Duncan. Excellent help defense, but Howard gets it back, and he gets hacked from behind
to get to the shot block.
And Howard, expectations around the league and from fans weren't high, but he's just one of those do-it-all players. He is so versatile and one of the best two-way young players in the game.
Right on, Mike. The big thing with him, they run no plays for Howard. Howard gets everything as a third or a fourth option, hustle points, and he's one of those intangible players.
Parker, Duncan, shot with the block.
Oh, I can understand why Duncan was up on that one. He thought that he got him on the wrist.
Harris again, and puts it in.
He missed so many games because of an injury, and you just say, wow. And you have confidence like that when you sit out 26.
Harris, just his second year in the league. First 5 playoff games this year, he had 17 total points. Then he poured in 20 in game 2 in San Antonio. Parker given some room, and it comes up short. Mavericks by 6 with 6.5 to play in the first, and an offensive foul. The 31-year-old rookie from Argentina, a teammate of Manu Ginobili, the national team in Argentina that won the gold medal in the 2004 Olympics. He's getting some time with Ori in foul trouble. And Nazr Mohammed and Rasho Nesterovic right now not playing so well for Greg Popovich. Parker's pass deflected by Harris. Alberto blocked by Jot, his second rejection.
Now, once Van Horn comes back in and gives them another score, you know, they're going to have 10 guys who can really do it here. You talk to the key guys here, and they all have the same theme. Look, we've won 50 games or more ever since Mark Cuban has taken over this team. So we've done it 6 straight years. We do not want to win 50 games, get in the second round of the playoffs. We want to get to the finals.
And they're playing hungry. Jot misses. Duncan the rebound. Again, this place has been a very tough place for visitors, as we mentioned, 34-7. But the Spurs are one of those teams that will not be intimidated.
Well, the Spurs are the #1 road team that we have in the NBA. But this is going to be a challenge. This is a tough building, and this team is playing with great confidence, and they're playing both ends of the floor.
And 4 for 17 shooting for San Antonio to start. Harris has given Parker plenty of problems. Harris on the pull-up. Oh, so impressive last couple of games.
In the early going now, Mike, between Harris and Terry, okay, they have 11 points. So they are getting what they want. If you notice, they're getting that 8 to 12-foot jump shot easy.
Parker. Duncan calling for it. Nice pass inside. Ginobili draws the foul. This 17 game, he's telling Greg Popovich, I'm starting to get my rhythm, but it's been a difficult year for him, by his standards.
Mike, when he's on his game, come on, he breaks the defense down. He makes a catch with 4 seconds on the clock. Not only do you have Parker, but you have Ginobili. Not only can he get in there, but he draws fouls and he can finish in traffic. They're missing that now.
Alberto guarding Nowitzki. Harris again off the dribble. Harris with 9 points in 7 minutes.
They have to pay attention to these new guys. Now that's why we keep emphasizing that right at the top of the show and in the top of this first quarter. Already, now they have 13 points, and they're making it look easy.
And Harris is 4 for 4. Ginobili blocked by Terry, but a foul.
His heart, and he gives his heart. It's been very difficult for him to handle.
Terry sits down with the 2 fouls. Marquise Daniels and Jerry Stackhouse come in as the Mavericks go small with Jot taking a seat.
Now Stackhouse has been on fire. 22 points a game, giving you 33 minutes, you know, from the bench, shooting a high percentage.
Nowitzki takes Alberto off the dribble and draws the foul. And scoring in all shooting categories. from Los Angeles, Game 4. Coverage beginning at 7:30 Eastern as Phoenix winning a thriller the other night. 8-point lead for Dallas. Dampier now comes in the game. And Ginobili knocks one down.
Now the big challenge for San Antonio now, without Duncan in there, Duncan is the only guy with more than one field goal in this game. So this group, they have some guys out there who are not going to score for you.
Howard, the jumper. Nowitzki gets the rebound. Greg Popovich screaming at Joe DeRosa, feeling that he went over the top on Bowen.
Well, there's pressure on the San Antonio team. They're so small right now that it puts pressure on Alberto to be the key rebounder. Everybody's got to get back in there.
And a moving screen called.
Pop is gambling right now. They've gone small, Mike. A lot of motion. We see a lot of motion, a lot of high screens, pick and rolls on the side. But can you get second shot attempts?
Ginobili, good moves, can't finish. Nowitzki gets into the hands of Harris. Stackhouse to Howard. Kind of a delayed break when Howard able to put it in.
They're doing a nice job, Mike. They're looking for one another, but you like their pace. You're a Dallas fan. This is exciting basketball.
Michael Finley, the former Maverick, is in for San Antonio. Parker throws it out of bounds. He thought Bowen was up top.
We didn't expect him to be able to get to the rim at will. Harris said he expected the Spurs to be much more physical with him in Game 3. He expected that they would foul him a lot, and they have. The only difference is he's still getting to the rim. He's just getting the and ones now as well. Mike?
Bowen called for a reach-in, Lisa. That shot will not count.
Duncan is the only San Antonio player.
He didn't want to talk about it. He said he's tired about his individual either honors or statistics. For him, it's all about winning a title. He's tired of watching the NBA Finals at home. He wants to participate. Bowen off the dribble. Ginobili inside. Good defense from Nowitzki.
The defense has been terrific. They're rotating down on the baseline. Dallas, very impressive. Now he got fouled. Challenging of the layup.
Greg Popovich telling us that in '99 played a number of years with San Antonio. The two are very close. And Popovich telling us he's so thrilled for Avery Johnson for all the success, not only because he saw the development, but because what a special person he feels he is.
Well, Avery, he wins chemistry humming. And when you say 60 wins, and then you say the third best record on the road, you're saying a lot. The young man and his coaching staff had a great year.
Parker to Duncan. Duncan can't get it to fall. And Nowitzki with another rebound. Nowitzki 9 points and 5 rebounds already.
Nothing easy at that left side of the floor here.
Offensive foul.
But also, if you're going to run that reverse move, now come on, you have to be a little bit more clever than that.
Ginobili very good at the extra drama.
Yes, he is. One of the best.
Parker got a hand in his face and still knocked it down. Tony Parker with his second field goal.
They need to get back into the inside-out game. If they're going to hit Duncan, you can see the double team coming quick. When the pass goes out, you either shoot or you go right back to Duncan so he has single coverage.
Stackhouse. Shot clock down to 6. Nowitzki has Finley on him. Able to shoot over his former teammate. Howard's tip nearly goes. And Stackhouse gets it back. Boy, this is an aggressive, athletic Dallas team.
Yes, it is.
Bowen and Nowitzki really going at it right now. Parker with the steal. Parker takes it right to Harris.
Great defense.
What are they going to call? A blocking foul.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Parker will go to the free throw line. An NBA point guard finished in the top 3 in field goal percentage. You have to go way back to Butch Beard in the mid-70s. Parker shooting 55% from the field.
Well, only Parker and Steve Nash were the only 2 guards to shoot over 50% this year.
Terry launches a 3. Way off.
No, that was way off. He rushed that.
And the Spurs will hold it for the final shot of the period. Shot clock turned off. San Antonio just 27% shooting near the opening quarter.
Very impressed with the rotation of Dallas.
Parker can't get it to fall. Plenty of time remaining. Finley deflects it. Finley gets it back. Ginobili puts it up. And off the mark, that would have counted if it went. And that will end the opening period as the Dallas Mavericks storm out of the gate.
Now, think about this. San Antonio is shooting 25%. They only have 3 offensive rebounds. There have been a ton of opportunities, but Dallas clearing the glass, getting the ball out, and they're 8-1 advantage in fast break points.
They beat Memphis in the first round in 4 straight. It's the first 4-game sweep in franchise history. They were very impressive as Van Exel, a former Mav, who was very strong for them in their run to the conference finals several years ago. He gets his first points. He's been a non-factor in the first 2 games of this series, including being rejected in game 2. Stackhouse.
That was an excellent screen down on Barry to open up Stackhouse. And when we told you now, Stackhouse 22 a game, and he's been shooting a terrific percentage.
Finley on the backer.
There you go.
Well, Michael Finley's got to feel a little strange. I know he's played some regular season games here, but after 8.5 seasons with Dallas, its first year in San Antonio, he's played in 24 playoff games in this building.
Well, Popovich very happy with his leadership and the fact that he could score the ball for them coming off the bench.
Stackhouse in a rhythm.
Yeah, this guy's feeling it. You know, during the season, he had injuries. You know, he missed a ton of games. Another one of these guys that missed over 20, but he struggled with his shot. But now in the playoffs, he's sizzling.
Here comes the double on Duncan. Barry's been shooting well and continues, hits the 3-pointer, and that's the first 3-pointer made by either team. Now they haven't taken many.
If they're going to double down on Duncan, you cannot be late on the rotation to Barry. You've got to anticipate that.
He's shooting 52% from long range in the playoffs, including that big one against Sacramento. Stackhouse again, 3 for 3 off the bench. Mavericks shooting at 55%. This is against one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Now, see, this is when they're playing Howard.
He's very streaky. He's had some real rough stretches. Shot just 40% from the field. But as Greg Popovich told us before the game, he had to kind of pace himself during the course of the regular season because of that plantar fasciitis. Never complained, Yubi. He played in 80 games. A lot of guys wouldn't play that much with what's a painful injury, but he didn't talk about it, just kept his professionalism going, and now he stepped up his game in the postseason. Terry, tough shot.
One thing about his game, he makes tough shots, okay? Now, he can shoot an air ball, but he's coming right back with another tough shot.
Jason Terry has loved his change the last couple of years in Dallas, finally getting to play in those big playoff games. And he gives the Mavericks an 8-point lead.
That's how I give Jop a lot of credit there. Oh, good rotation.
But a foul in terms of getting to the playoffs. In all 14 years he's been in the league, gotta have a Robert Horry career where he's wins 6 titles as a role player, or like Charles Barkley or Karl Malone, the big numbers but never a title. He picked Barkley and Malone's careers over his own. Said he always wanted to be the big gun.
Yeah, but that's because he knows when he goes home, he looks in the drawer and he sees all his rings. Come on, Mike.
Meanwhile, Terry got knocked to the ground.
Here he's getting major minutes in this series, but no shot attempts.
Terry gets to the ball. Right now, basically on the floor, you have 2 centers and 8 guards. Both teams with very small lineups. And nobody's missed here in the second quarter. Mavericks 5 for 5. Spurs did all 3 of theirs.
Mike, if you're a coach, you're Dallas coaching staff, you're happy. You're getting wide open shots.
Barry called for travel. Started as an intern, then the video coordinator. Avery Johnson, one of his first calls when he got the job was to hire Joe Prunty. And those two know what San Antonio does as well as any opponent in the league.
Yeah, but, you know, they groom people here in all parts.
Take great pride in that, UB, because so often during
years, you know, Dell's been a warrior. He's been an assistant coach, but he's been a head coach in a number of franchises with a ton of success. Now, he's on one side of Avery Johnson, and you have another young fella who's got a lot of X and O's. You know, naturally, this is a major test for him because he's giving advice.
10 on the shot clock. By the way, that last foul on San Antonio was Duncan's second as the shot clock winds down. Barry blocked by Howard. Ball knocked loose. Players falling all over the floor. Shot clock never reset. And Duncan 24-second violation.
Down in and doubled, and then we have Howard coming all the way across. It's just sensational.
Josh Howard has made such a huge difference for this team. And he played well in the playoffs last year for him. Not afraid of the playoff pressure. Terry, again, tough shot. Knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, they're running their half-court sets. They're getting good shots. They're running the break. But then they are crashing the offensive glass to keep things alive. Because outside of Duncan, this is a small unit for San Antonio out on the floor.
Nowitzki going to come back in. They didn't lose any ground with him on the bench. Duncan, nice up and under, and draws the foul on Job. An efficient, quiet leader. Greg Popovich knows how lucky he's been in his coaching career to have Duncan as his main guy. Stackhouse, long. Spurs only down by 7 despite all the fireworks early.
That's correct.
And Duncan draws another foul. Duncan 1 of 2. Almost 5 minutes gone by in the second, along with Hubie Brown and Lisa Salters. Mike Green on hand. Game 3 of this Western Conference semifinal series, tied at 1 apiece. Howard nearly gets his own rebound. Instead, he's called for a loose ball foul, and that's going to be 3 on Josh Howard.
They'll change whether they curl or whether they bump and fade. You know, all of that comes from
Barry playing extremely well. And at the right time of year, and he got to start his first playoff start this season. Ginobili came off the bench, but they're both on the floor right now. Harris. And a whistle away from the ball. Although Avery Johnson called his defense bear hug defense. Harris missed it. And a late whistle and a foul. Was the 5th overall pick back in 2004. Dirk Nowitzki was very hard on him in practice, gave him a tough time. He even questioned whether or not he should have come out early out of Wisconsin. But he talked a lot to his college people and started to gain confidence, and Avery Johnson has been huge in his development.
Well, Mike, that's because he joins a team that for 6 straight years wins over 50 games, so there's a lot of pressure. Oh, you have to make that catch, Muhammad. That was a dunk.
Ginobili, perfect pass. Nazir Muhammad couldn't get it. Harris right back to the goal, and he puts it in.
He's going strong. No question in his mind that he's in your face.
He came off the bench during the regular season. Avery Johnson said they started him after looking at the regular season tapes of the Spurs Mavericks game. He knew he needed more offense, a little more quickness, and that prompted him to put in the starting lineup in game 2, and he's been a huge boost. Barry can't hit the 3. Barry deflects it.
Well, San Antonio playing small ball, and it's not being productive, okay? They are not scoring the basketball. Now, Pop is looking for all different combinations, hoping that they'll get hot. But what you have to do, you got to defend first.
Nowitzki off the miss. Lots of contact, ball knocked around, and Terry comes up with it. Nowitzki drives, draws the foul.
% on the foul line.
By the way, that last foul, Mr. Nowitzki. And Dirk certainly just develops year in and year out. I remember first year when he was picked, Don Nelson, then the head coach, said he was going to be Rookie of the Year, and Nowitzki struggled at first as a rookie in the NBA, but what growth he's had over the years. Duncan, there's the banker.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Dampier stepped away from him. But see, anytime that you use that reverse move and you face up on a guy, big people will always take a step back. They'll give you that jump shot because they do not want you to be beaten off the dribble.
Daniels tied up nicely by Finley. Terry with a hand at his face. Terry puts it in. That's a 2. And Terry now with 10 points.
Yeah, he's 5 for 9 from the field. This backcourt, very explosive.
24 combined points with Terry and Harris. Duncan lost it. Still Spurs ball with 8 on the shot clock. Ginobili. Nowitzki tried to save it, but could not. And the Spurs get a new 24.
Let's give Dallas a ton of credit, taking care of that defensive board.
Big rebounding edge for Dallas. Also shooting as they're at 52%. Alberto getting the extra time. And that's not really why he's out there.
No, you can't go away from the basket either, Mike, all right? So what if you have Nowitzki on you? He's not a shot blocker. You've got to take him strong to the rim.
Harris strong, but could not finish a rare time. That's his first miss after going 5 for 5. Single coverage on Duncan. There's the double. Ginobili. He is struggling against shooting the ball, and a loose ball foul call on Alberto.
Put the pressure on him to make a three.
I don't think that had anything to do with it.
It's kind of nice to see a man with such a beautiful stroke at 7 feet.
He's a guy that in his rookie year averaged just 8 points and 6 rebounds, and now one of the premier players in the league. It's the Mavs a 12-point lead.
They're fronting the post. They're trying to make it difficult to get the initial pass into Duncan.
Ginobili. Alberto right there. We see Alberto getting some extra minutes with foul problems.
Well, he's a big, tough young man. No, he's 30, okay? But we know that with the strength, he should be going to the offensive glass to give Duncan some help here.
Nowitzki to Daniels. Shot clock winding down. Alberto defending Nowitzki. Stackhouse spots up for 3. And Dampier, the offensive rebound.
And I asked, were they ever late? And he said, we had a few close calls because of technical difficulties, but they've never been late. They say that Avery Johnson is a video-watching nut, and sometimes he'll hunker down in his office and watch 10 hours of tape, and they say they're happy to clip it off because at least he's watching it. Mike?
Well, Lisa, those video coordinators, and you'll agree, they're the unsung heroes, the amount of work those guys do for the coaching staff.
Well, the defenses have definitely improved, and mainly because of the computer system of the advanced scouts and then the video coordinators and the fact that of the high technology as well as the fax machine.
Nowitzki, count it, and a foul. A blocking foul on San Antonio. Entire team, everybody's three-point attempts pretty much are down. He much prefers guys taking it to the basket. And now the Mavericks with their largest lead of the first half.
Now, how about the fact that they've already attempted 24 foul shots? 24 foul shots in this first half, and we still have 2.5 minutes.
They had 45 attempts in game 2. And Parker. Tony Parker now with 7 points. Greg Popovich would just love to get this in single digits by halftime, obviously less, but the way the Mavericks have come out shooting the basketball, looking for a positive. Daniels goes right at Duncan and gets the bounce. Nice soft touch from Marquise Daniels.
Just go back over the last 5 years, you know, where we have San Antonio. Let's go back over 7 years where they won 3 championships, where they always had the 2 7-footers down in the paint with the shot blocking, the rebounding, and then the offensive rebounding. Going down the lane against San Antonio was difficult. Tonight, it's an expressway.
Meanwhile, it's been difficult for San Antonio getting inside because of the shot blockers for Dallas. Parker that time gets it in, and he's got 9.
Yeah, I like this. This is a tough cover for Finley.
Van Exel off the turnover. A couple of former Mavs.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful pass, says Duncan, the trailer. And Tim Duncan with 15 points. Spurs back within 9.
Yeah, see, Dampier fell asleep that time. No way can you not run, you know, side by side with Duncan.
Coming up on a minute remaining in the first half.
Nice move.
Stackhouse spinning, tough shot. And Finley the rebound. Here's Ginobili pushing the floor. Inside, and Ginobili, pretty play, and it's a 7-point game. Avery Johnson calls timeout.
Well, the Spurs are always at their best when Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili are functioning at a high level of execution.
Harris again to the glass.
It's all right, though. He got in there. He had a good look.
Yeah, he does it effortlessly. So quick off the dribble. Parker goes it, backs it in as Nowitzki got there a little bit late on an 8-0 run by the Spurs.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty. That was vintage Tony Parker. He went right at him. Right now, you know, Dallas has gotten away from their movement. Right? They can't be cute here right now.
Terry on the drive. Terry to the basket. Offensive foul. That makes him such an intangible player. And with the shot clock off, the Spurs will hold it for the final shot of the period. Parker amongst the leaders in the league of points in the paint. Talking about beating people off the dribble. Ginobili. Barry. Finley. That's a 2. And that'll end the first half. And San Antonio has to be thrilled as they finish on an 8-0 run.
He said, I think we are playing just about the worst defense that we have played all season long. He said, we normally don't score a whole lot of points, so 48 points for us is fine. He said, I just can't believe how many open lanes we're allowing them, and we just can't afford to do it. Mike?
Well, they gave up a lot of points in game 2. But they also scored a lot of points in the second quarter to get them right back in the game. They had a 30-point quarter in the second. Terry will set it up. Terry also with a terrific first half. Gets inside. Howard spots up for 3.
Yeah, that was excellent court awareness. You get a big man playing out in that area, take him strong, force the defense to recover and kick out.
Barry stripped. Harris having the big first half after the terrific game 2. Lost it. Tried to get it back. A little frenzied pace here to start.
Yes, it is. Right.
Opening minute.
A little bit like rollerball.
Crowd just settling back in their seats. They've watched like 9 missed passes already. Parker comes up short, and Howard the rebound. That's what makes Howard so good. There's a little bit of everything for this team, including rebound. Coast to coast from Howard. Pretty play.
What a move. He made a big move on Bruce Bowen. He just took him right to the basket.
You're talking about one of the best defensive players in the NBA in Bowen.
Well, it's tough when you got a high-quality athlete like Howard in the open floor. Tough coverage, Mike, as you're going backwards. You're running backwards.
Parker gets in the paint, stripped by Nowitzki, gets it back, blocked by Jock. That's his 3rd block, and a 24-second violation.
This was a brazen move by Avery Johnson. He take Dampier out, sit him down, bring in Jop, and then Jop is doing such a fantastic job because he is challenging everything. Already 3 blocks.
55-48, Mavericks by 7. We played 2 minutes here in the 3rd. Howard banks it in. Howard 9 points, 5 rebounds. And the Mavericks lead back up to 9. They don't lose. 19-0 during the regular season. Most wins ever when a guy scores 20-plus without a loss. And they're 2-0 in the playoffs when he's hit the 20-point mark. So valuable.
22 players who were invited to participate to try out for the U.S. men's national basketball team, and he turned down the invitation. He said that the timing just didn't work out. It interfered with his annual basketball camp that he has in Winston-Salem every year for about 150 underprivileged kids. I said, but Josh, it's the Olympics. He said, but it's the kids. They need me more. Mike?
He's very close as Parker misses. Very close with his family and his friends back in Winston-Salem, as you said. Very close. He's got a grandmother that was a big part of raising him back there. And he's a guy that's worked hard to get where he is. When he went to Wake Forest, he was just another player. He worked so hard under Skip Prosser, he became the ACC Player of the Year by the time he left.
Great growth. And then also in his first 3 years here, Mike, the jump from year to year to year and the points scored. But the big thing is he's an all-around player. He's an excellent defender, rebounder, and then an intangible guy.
Great pass, Ori to Duncan. And Duncan, with a nice hands, has 17. Lead cut to 7. He is part of the young, athletic, aggressive Dallas Mavericks. Again, they play at both ends of the floor. Duncan got a piece of it. Howard thought he got a piece of his arm. He's yelling at Joe Crawford. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, he sure is. But once again, we said early in this game, Duncan is very active, coming and helping out on the drivers going to the basket.
Duncan, tough drive. Tim Duncan makes it a 5-point game again.
Makes it look awful easy also, Mike. You know, coming across and he's going up over the top of Jop, who already has 3 blocks.
He is playing terrific basketball in the playoffs. Looks rejuvenated, but just now putting it all on the line. At that time,
Duncan is the only big man on the floor. You have to be careful. But here, you know, there's a big priority on him now, Mike, to make the rotation and then go for the block because they are a small club out there.
But he picks up his 3rd foul instead. Nowitzki, meanwhile, has already taken 14 free throws. Back up 7. Parker goes at Nowitzki, can't get it to fall. Ori nearly tips it in with the left hand. scramble for the ball.
And then if there's a missed shot, that you're there for the offensive rebound and a chance to score.
Nowitzki, nice save. Here comes Terry.
Good transition defense by the Spurs. Oh, back it out and take him.
Terry goes right at Duncan. High off the glass. Ready play from Jason Terry. He's got 12.
Yeah, see, he and Harris, they do that well. They get that mismatch. They're going to back you out, level it off to make sure they have the big man in front of them, and then take him strong to the basket.
Once again, the starting backcourt for Dallas playing well. Horry drives. Horry, who was a free agent this offseason for all the different teams during his postseason career. And brings the Spurs within 8. Game 4 of this series will be Monday night back here in Dallas. Spurs trying to regain the home court advantage. Although both these teams have shown they can win on the road. Nice. Shot inside and a foul. Inserted into the starting lineup, an active defender.
Mike, it's about time that he matured and he got a work ethic because he dropped 30 pounds. Now you can say he did it on his own, or we're going to say it that they told him you're going to lose the 30 pounds. I kind of think it might be the latter.
I would agree.
He looks terrific.
He's always shown an ability when he's been healthy. Ginobili right at Nowitzki. Duncan with the soft touch.
See, Ginobili's struggling with his shot, but that's okay. He's making things happen. He's getting down in there. If he doesn't get fouled, even if he misses the shot, 2 guys are picking him up, and that opens up the offensive board.
Duncan's had a couple of tips off his misses as Horry.
All right, you have Finley now playing Nowitzki, okay? So he's playing the power forward position for you.
Terry. Parker the rebound. Finley moved, but it wasn't really his choice leaving. He was part of the amnesty clause that was let go as a free agent. The Mavericks are still paying him.
He would really attack the basket and get on the foul line. I just loved his game.
Parker gets in the paint. Duncan got pushed from behind. Duncan looks over at the official. Nowitzki got away with one. And Tim Duncan had in some game 23 points. Mavericks lead cut to 7. Ginobili on Nowitzki. Left-handed.
Pretty, and he got hit. Yeah, he was looking for the call because he got hit right across the face. See, they know that San Antonio's switching on that high screen, and they just take their time. They get the mismatch, and then they're taking you to the basket.
You see the patience in Nowitzki's game. Got a double-double. Ginobili. Nice fake from Ginobili. He's been struggling, just 3 of 11. But that again brings the Spurs within 7.
Now the Cardinal rule, come out of the trap, make the first pass. If it's not wide open, make the second pass. You make that second pass, you're open.
Harris goes at Duncan.
Come on now, just take him. You get what you want.
Underneath. And Duncan tips it out to Parker. Finley.
Pretty.
Can't get it to fall. And Nowitzki with his 11th rebound.
Yeah, that was a tough move. A strong move.
Terry. Over Bowen. Jason Terry with 14 points.
6 for 10. You step back from all of this, Mike, and you just say, what a great move by Avery Johnson by putting Harris and Terry in that starting.
The Mavericks and the Spurs. And watching those games, he saw, you know what, our lineup out there, it wasn't going to work in the playoffs. I needed to make changes, and the Harris change is the one he made after game 1.
The big thing there, when you do that, Mike, and you win 60 games, you're not worrying about, bruising. The players, coachable, everybody's happy.
Although Johnson was telling us part of his coaching philosophy, he likes to get feedback from players. He feels it's a very important part of the job now. The game has certainly changed, Yubi.
Yeah, but I can't believe in our modern society, anybody successful who's coaching, whatever the sport is, you're constantly bouncing things off your players, especially the players with the high basketball IQs.
Ginobili, nice move to the basket. Stackhouse.
That was nice. Little bump to create the space.
Duncan has his double-double. 23 points, 10 rebounds. Duncan against Dampier. Makes the drive, foul before.
Because he'll get fouled, he'll get to the foul line for you, and even if he misses shots, you're going to have a chance to get to the offensive board because the ball will be coming off in a short area.
Parker drags his pivot foot. Duncan on the leaner.
Oh, boy.
And it's back to a 5-point game, 25 for Tim Duncan. Crowd felt that Parker dragged that pivot foot and should have been called for travel. So one guy sitting courtside who was just killing the refs on every call and non-call. His fans have been great. Become one of the real fun arenas in the NBA. Nowitzki, contested shot. Dampier, the offensive board.
Yeah, but you're talking about guys that are playing in winning situations, and that's what makes winning situations healthy. The unselfish star player who will give it up, especially when a guy is wide open.
Duncan, of course, that way with San Antonio as Howard flips it in.
They got to get Howard going here right now, get him some looks. And then also when Daniels comes in the game, he's another player who can put some quick numbers up for you with that second unit.
Finley and Stackhouse. Tough shot from Finley. Knocks it down. He's hit a lot of those shots here in this building.
Well, familiar corner. Oh, bad pass. Bad pass here now.
11 turnovers for Dallas, just 8 for San Antonio.
2 minutes.
Parker looking for some room on the jump shot. Too long, but Alberto right there for the offensive board.
Yeah, good hustle. Good hustle by Alberto. I told you, when he comes in the game, he's got to sacrifice himself and just get to the glass and take the punishment. You cannot be a good offensive rebounder without contact. You're going to have a lot of contact.
Finley, the quick shot. Can't get it to fall, and Howard with another rebound. Minute and a half left in the third.
He handles the ball so well. So when he rebounds, he can take the middle of the break. That frees up your guards to get up the floor.
Harris on the penetration. Alberto, good help defense. Harris gets it back. They stop momentarily.
That was nice. It was nice because even though nothing happened in his first move to try to create, that he was smart enough to recover quickly and then take it into the face of the center.
And a foul away from the ball.
There are two nice young players at that two-guard position, Mike. Two guys. Devin is quick off the dribble. Then when you come with Daniels, Daniels can do a number of things for you and score points quickly.
Loose ball foul call against the Mavericks. So Alberto to the line with under a minute remaining in the third. Reminder.
And then Ginobili are starters. Nocioni, who starts for the Chicago Bulls, and then also Delfino, who's a bench player for Detroit. So 4 of the players off of that team playing in the NBA.
There's so many international players now in the league, and of course in the playoffs, big parts of their teams. Dampier making his move on Alberto, and there's the foul.
Then the European tonics
that has caught up to the United States in terms of basketball knowledge and ability was happening in a slow process. And Argentina winning the gold medal.
Well, so many of those countries had to get off of the soccer bit, Mike, okay? Or the football, okay?
Parker, who was a good soccer player when he was young, draws the foul.
Who can get inside that paint and finish.
They've made it tough on him. The high shooting percentage in the regular season, not the case in this series. Meanwhile, Darrell Armstrong, the 37-year-old, checking in for a brief appearance. And a nice ovation, big fan favorite in a long time. Hustle player.
Here comes that switch again.
Parker's on Nowitzki.
Yeah, see, they know that. And I'm surprised that Nowitzki is staying high.
Armstrong, Nowitzki steps back, the high arcing shot. Ginobili gets the air ball. Final seconds, third quarter. And a blocking foul on Armstrong. Distant rhythm. It's a 4-point game. Terry, final seconds.
Come on, you have plenty of time.
Terry, that'll count if it goes. And just off the rim, Terry upset with himself. And that will end the third quarter. Two teams that had 60-plus wins during the regular season. The two best teams in the Western Conference. It's all even at 1 game apiece. They split the first 2 in San Antonio. Dallas has led almost the entire game, but the Spurs hanging in there as we begin the fourth.
Well, we told you earlier in the game, the Spurs have the #1 road record in the league, 29 wins.
And Marquise Daniels, again, part of that excellent bench of the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, he's a talented guy, Mike. He can take you off the dribble. He can post up. He's got a mid-range jump shooting game, but he's accustomed to scoring.
Duncan has put up big numbers. Kicked by Daniels.
Hurt them down in the low post area. They're coming at him quick now, trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Ginobili goes to the basket and a foul.
We got to get in the bonus first. It's something that Hubie Brown says all the time. We got to get in the bonus first. Mike?
They've been getting to the free throw line, Lisa, in this series. Finley with 3 on the shot clock. Duncan is going to have to put it up. Just gets it off in time and knocks it down.
That's where he's so dangerous. He takes you out there. He can go out to 21, 22 feet and knock in that shot, shoot a high percentage. Now, you like what Avery is saying. He needs some misses, fast break baskets. They're winning the fast break game 15-5.
Stackhouse, ball deflected out of bounds.
Now remember, coming in, they were only averaging 9 for the first 2 games.
They did reset the shot clock at 14. Now it's winding down to 6. Daniels looks up.
Come on. Now you have to go to Dirk, right?
And Daniels long on the shot. Nowitzki had the mismatch.
Yeah, Mike, come on. Van Exel, they're switching off. You got Van Exel on Nowitzki. You cannot miss that. You've got to get the ball back over and in.
Duncan to Bowen. Ginobili on the drive, inside, and a foul. The Spurs have trailed by as many as 13. It was an 11-point deficit in the third quarter. It is suddenly a 1-point game. They have methodically gotten back into the game.
That's right. You bring out that point, Mike. You know, when you win 29 games on the road, you're #1 team. You've been in a ton of these type of games.
Anxious moments by the crowd. Finley knocks it away from Harris. Gets it back.
Yeah, Billy Spooner called that it was a loose ball.
Terry for 3.
Nice.
Big shot from Jason Terry.
He needed that. Now that is the first 3-point make for Dallas. They are 1 for 4 and 3.
Hard to believe a team that used to just jack up threes just years ago. They've changed their game.
When you did a game here, you had to hold on to your chair.
Finley misses the 3. Bowen tracks it down, but he stepped out of bounds.
3-man.
Crowd back into it again. Nowitzki hard to the basket and draws the foul on Duncan. But this will be his 15th and 16th free throw attempt of the game. Five-point game. Just over 2.5 gone by here in the fourth. Ginobili. Duncan left open. And Duncan can't get it to fall. And a foul on Ginobili.
A loose ball foul on Nowitzki over the top of Ginobili. See, there's your switch again. See, they keep getting that time and time again.
Stackhouse, foul on Van Exel.
We know that in the past 7 years, they always played the 2 big guys. Oh, good steal.
Barry.
Oh,
it's not a backcourt.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. God, give us your referees.
Because both feet and the ball have to be over before it's a backcourt violation.
True or false?
Barry kicks it out to Bowen. And Bowen hits the 3. Bowen with his first points of the game. And it brings San Antonio within 2.
Now, throughout the playoffs, you know, Bowen has been doing an excellent job. He's been shooting it at 57%. Now, that is only the 3rd 3-point make in this entire game.
Oh, what a move from Harris. Beautiful play.
Just give this guy some room. Just give him some room, whether it's from the top of the circle or a clear out baseline move. Hit him on the wing and let him go, because he is just blowing by people.
But he faked out Tim Duncan, who is a terrific defender. And Harris having another big game. Bowen off the dribble. Duncan, the offensive rebound, banks it in.
That's where he's so dangerous. Yeah, the size with the long arms. You can have inside position on Duncan just like that situation, but he's up. He has a standing timing.
29 for Duncan. Harris does it again. But this time a little short. This kid is terrific.
Oh, yes, it is. And that change of direction is like a heartbeat.
Once again, back to Duncan. And Duncan fouled in this series. Numbers that you expect to see from him in the postseason, though.
But this is the spot that Timmy's got to do. He's got to make the pressure foul shots here this evening.
Terry Tough shot. First 5 years with the Atlanta Hawks. A lot of losses, no playoffs with the Dallas Mavericks. Getting a chance now. A young man who grew up in Seattle, was one of 10 kids. He was the second oldest. He took care of a lot of his younger siblings, walked them to school. He said he changed diapers when he was barely out of diapers. Very mature and is playing well for the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, he's found a home here.
Duncan, Parker, Finley, Bowen. Bowen off the dribble with the left hand.
When that rotate, you make that second pass, that rotation guy has got to sprint, and you could see what happened. Give him the ball fake, take him off the dribble right to the basket. Beautiful reaction by Bruce Bowen.
Bowen, who's made Nowitzki really work hard for his points, now scoring himself here in the fourth. Stackhouse forcing the action. There is Stackhouse. He's got 8 points.
Mike, how about the angle? I mean, it looked like he caught that around the corner of the board.
Stackhouse has always been able to score.
Yeah, I like this emphasis. They're really putting a lot of pressure on the defense here.
Finley takes it to the rack and banks it in.
See, that's good, smart basketball. They are putting pressure. They're forcing Dallas to make big decisions. Do you go at Duncan before he dribbles, or do you go at him after he makes the first dribble?
Both teams now making shots. Bowen switches.
Oh, no, come on, you have Parker on Nowitzki.
Howard drives. Bad pass. Barry with the steal.
Oh, look out here.
Parker the advantage. Back for Bowen. And the Spurs with their first lead since the opening minutes.
Mike, great team play. See, you cannot continue to miss that mismatch. Come on, dude. When they have a point guard on Dirk Nowitzki, Nowitzki's got to go down into the post area. You just can't stay outside. That's an advantage to the defense. But he was fresh and ready to go here. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Rick. Because, you know, we're talking about it. We think they had a bad year. Yeah, I mean, really.
Second best record in the NBA behind Detroit. Dallas regains the lead with Harris free throws. Another 20-point game for David Harris. Back-to-back for the second-year point guard. Ginobili on the drive. Foul. Won't go. Shot doesn't count.
For them to get to the rim is your spacing of the floor. You cannot allow a defensive player to play 2 offensive guys. You spread them out, the defense is at your mercy.
Ginobili 9 for 9 from the free throw line. Always free throws so important in the postseason.
Now you have Bowen now on Nowitzki. Oh, off his foot.
Nowitzki gets it back, falls down, out of bounds. A loose ball foul is going to be called on Barry. With the big numbers again, rebounding-wise. That's his 17th free throw. It's good.
He's 3 for 9 from the field, and then he's on the line right now. And, you know, you bring out a great point, Mike. You can help your team in other ways, because when you're getting fouled and you're going to the line 18 times, they're getting fouls on some of their front court people. So then you need substitutions.
Parker, open lane.
Remember we said? The left side of the floor is open for Tony on the baseline. It's been there, Mike, since the second quarter.
The Spurs shooting extremely well here in the fourth quarter. 8 from 11 from the field. Harris, the little floater, comes up short. Nowitzki another board and draws the foul on Duncan. That's his 5th. He might have a legitimate beef as Nowitzki once again. But he's a smart player. He knows how to play with 5 fouls. Some coaches might take a guy out, although with 4:19 you can't take a chance.
No, with 4 minutes to go in a game like this, you're going to ride your horse.
Pretty good horse to ride.
That's exactly right.
Duncan spinning. Count it, and a foul. The Mavericks fans. And Duncan gives the Spurs a 2-point lead. That's their largest of the game, as they've trailed almost the entire game before taking a lead here in the fourth quarter. We're under the 4-minute mark. Series tied at 1 apiece.
All right, now you got Parker on Nowitzki. If you just go low, I mean, there's no way Parker can take and disrupt the pass to him.
Bowen the save, but right to Terry. The ball tipped in by Dampier.
Great move. I'll tell you what, the fact that Jason Terry hit the rim, that was terrific, because he had an awkward position, an awkward angle on his release.
Dampier with just his 2nd bucket, but a big one to tie the game. Duncan drives again and flips it in. 35 for Tim Duncan. Duncan takes a spill.
Yes, it did. By his own man. That was a little collision there.
Harris on the drive and a blocking foul called on Parker.
His bank shot. He takes it in the hole. He's going baseline. That's when they started to go to Duncan every single time down the floor.
Devin Harris, 20 points in game 2, 22 in game 3, and he's 8 for 9 from the line.
Now, this is the first time we've seen them come down the floor.
Barry for 3! Brent Barry rips it from downtown, and the Spurs by 3.
That's the one guy that you cannot leave. Come on, you know the guy's shooting over 50% in threes in the playoffs. You cannot leave Brent Barry.
Made that big three-pointer against Sacramento, and a foul will go against the Spurs.
He channeled him right into that pass to the corner.
Brent Barry hitting some. Howard misses the first. Under 3 to play.
Now here they are. Here they are again. They're in the 2-2-1. You know, it's kind of passive. They're not trapping hard. All they're trying to do is get you to slow down.
Nice pass. Parker fell down. And Greg Popovich upset. There was some contact, and that's why Duncan's pass went out of bounds.
Well, defensive on the angle of the ref. Now, you know, Spooner was right there. He was very close to that collision.
Harris, good defense from Bowen. Harris gets past him, blocked, but a foul. Harris comes right back and hits another free throw, the first-round draft pick. Tie game. Just under 2.5 to play. And the fans here at the American Airlines Center back on their feet. They're looking for Duncan.
Yeah, they're going to work him and then the cut and then see what you do on your trap. There's the quick trap.
Ginobili on the drive. Bowen took his eye off it. Back-to-back turnovers for the Spurs.
Well, that's why you trap the big man, get the ball out of his hand, and then what you do is you're gambling and hoping that there will be a missed shot or there could be a potential turnover.
Harris lost the dribble, got it back. Nowitzki back to Harris. That's a 3. Way off an air ball.
They continue to get a point guard on Nowitzki, okay, or a small player. Nowitzki's got to go down inside, throw him the basketball and let him work. He'll shoot up over the top of these people.
Coming down to the wire, the 2 best teams in the Western Conference this year. Duncan, Bowen,
nice look.
Ginobili on the drive, blocked from behind, but a foul. 9 for 9. Ginobili misses.
Now remember, both teams have 2 timeouts and a 20.
Almost everyone on their feet. Shot clock winding down. Nowitzki with Parker on him, drives hard to the basket, and he's fouled. And Tim Duncan is fouled out for the 21st time. 24 points. Big free throws from Dirk Nowitzki.
Now at this end, San Antonio, whoever Nowitzki plays, you cannot, he's going to play Bruce Bowen. You cannot take a jump shot. You get hit with the ball, you got to attack Nowitzki and take him to the rim.
Ginobili goes to the rim and banks it in. And the Spurs back up by 1.
Easy. Now he's playing with a ton of confidence this afternoon. His game is all together today.
Ginobili having a big fourth quarter, 8 of his 22 in the period. Parker on Nowitzki, triple team, finds Stackhouse. Stackhouse gets at the floor.
Great look. Great look by Dirk Nowitzki and a terrific finish.
We've had 10 lead changes here in the fourth quarter alone.
Yeah, see, they're opening up the floor for Ginobili.
Ginobili, tough shot, and gets the bounce.
Oh, boy.
Manu Ginobili, 10 points here in the fourth quarter.
He goes to his right almost as well as he does going to his left.
Harris to Stackhouse. Spurs do not have a foul to give.
Oh, one-on-one.
Stackhouse, short. Nowitzki, the rebound, the putback. He's fouled. Duncan fouling out late here in the fourth. call it and advance the ball. Dirk Nowitzki gives the Mavs the lead.
Bruce Bowen.
Barry to inbound.
There you go. That good downstream.
Robert Horry to Ginobili. Ginobili
off
off his leg, out of bounds. He can't save it. Mavericks ball with 2.5 remaining. Howard looking to get to the Stackhouse. He's fouled. And this is the first big timeout for the Spurs.
Right.
Stackhouse. That's a violation.
Oh, violation.
It has to hit the rim.
Oh, you have to hit the rim. Is right.
Barry will inbounds from three-quarters court. Launches it up. Deflected by Howard. Oh, he puts it up. And the Dallas Mavericks take a 2-1 lead in the series.